Alright guys, welcome to the channel. We're going to jump right into it today. So, I'm sure you've heard the leftists have lost their minds once again and they're attacking all the Teslas and Tesla dealerships across the country. And if you've really been paying attention, you'll notice they seem to have like very similar looks, right? Whether it's the overweight male feminist guy or the crazy Antifa firebug person or like a noodle arm transformer. Let's not forget my favorite guy here who goes 2 knuckles deep into his own butthole so he can wipe his shit all over somebody's Tesla door. And I think he really earned the nostalgia, so let's not forget this guy, okay? Let's keep him in our memory. He did put a lot of effort into digging in his butthole, and his friend here who gags himself in order to puke on the Tesla. I mean, this is chemical biowarfare, guys. Let's give him some credit, right? At least they're thinking outside of the box. He even pukes on himself. I mean, for the cause, right? Don't worry, he has his leftist tampon rag so he can clean himself off with. But the point of what I'm saying is, you know, don't let their looks fool you, okay? They look very stupid and weak and crazy, but, you know, they do seem to be very organized. They seem to have maybe some kind of funding behind them, and they are evolving their tactics. And that's what we're going to get into here. I'm going to show you a clip from the press secretary talking about it. So it seems that their new thing is now doxing any Tesla owner, and doxing is releasing the personal information of every Tesla owner so people can, I guess, go attack them. So we're going to drop that clip. Check it out right here.
Tesla, there's a website that's trying to dox Tesla owners across the country and saying they're only going to take down personal information when people show that they've sold their cars. What's the administration going to do about that?
I haven't seen that website, but we certainly think it's despicable, the violence that has taken place against Tesla, the company, its employees, and also just Americans who have chosen to drive an electric vehicle. Many of them are Democrats, by the way. Democrats were big supporters of Tesla and of electric vehicles until Elon Musk decided to vote for Donald Trump. So we would like Democrats to also come out and condemn this heinous violence that we have seen, and I believe the Attorney General has said she's investigating these incidents as acts of domestic terrorism.
Alright, so she makes a great point there, right? Because it's safe to assume that the people doing these attacks are all leftists, okay? We know this. And we also know that a majority of Tesla owners are also Democrats, left-brain people, because they were buying Teslas to save the planet from climate changes. So in essence, they're all just attacking themselves now. And some of them are learning the hard way. Check this out.
The video shows the vandal covering his face, writing something on the hood of a car.
That happened in broad daylight. I mean, he was brazen.
And Tim Tees says the culprit targeted his Tesla, parked in his Northwest Portland driveway on a quiet neighborhood street.
During Super Bowl Sunday, while I was up watching the game, my son and I were watching the football game. I showed you the video, they spray painted my car.
When Tees went to investigate, he discovered the word Nazi written in red. And he thinks there's a connection to Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who's now serving President Trump.
I get that people are upset about Elon. I'm upset about Elon, you know. I bought the car before, you know, Elon went crazy. Hence the bumper sticker.
A sticker that'll have to wait, since after cleaning, his Tesla is now in storage.
I'm thinking about selling the Tesla, although I really like the car.
This vandalism, reported to Portland police, follows other incidents, including a suspected arson at a Salem Tesla dealership last month. And in Colorado, a dealership was hit multiple times. Police there said some of the graffiti was offensive and hateful. While back in Portland, Tees has this message for the person responsible.
What I would say to him is like, hey, look, dude, if you want to protest, I'll go and protest with you. The $255 I spent to clean my car, I could have used to donate to the DNC or, you know, to a number of other organizations that could have done something a little bit more constructive.
So there you have it. That's Tim Tees, and apparently he's a huge Democrat supporter and donor, and all he wants to say to the guy who attacked his car is, hey man, let's go protest together. Now, I'm not surprised by this because it all flows from the top, and even Democrats in Washington, D.C. seem to have no problem with these violent attacks. Check it out.
Listen. Do you think Democrats are to blame for this when you're at rallies saying F Elon Musk and using language like that? Are you surprised that people are triggered by Teslas driving by?
I never said that.
I think it's there's some people who are just prone to violence. And keep in mind, there are super extremes of both parties, or not on both sides.
The Democrats, unlike the MAGA rioters who stormed this Capitol, beat up cops, led to their deaths, we don't condone violence.
Do you think Democrats are to blame for why people are so triggered by this? Because
No, absolutely not. I think about Republicans calling me a communist and Republicans saying that I hate this country, and I certainly have felt the impact of that.
I didn't hear the condemnation,
not at all,
of the violent Tesla acts.
And you will not hear it because they're happy that this is happening. What they want is they want to destroy Elon Musk. They want him to be the most hated person in America, and they are not in the position of saying, you know, let's not commit any crime here. You've got this Jasmine Crockett who's out there and she's saying, for my birthday, I want to take down Elon Musk. Let's bring him down. You know, this is they're cannibalizing their own party. And you know what? Republicans should just sit back, in addition to prosecuting, as I suggested, and let them eat each other.
So yeah, in a way, I agree. It's not bad watching these people devour themselves, and it's kind of funny. We're getting some good content out of it. But, you know, they do need to be dealt with. It is getting more and more dangerous, as we're seeing. And these people are obviously out of their minds. So there's a lot of discussion on how they should be dealt with, what kind of penalties they should face. We're seeing local jurisdictions are arresting them and giving them some hefty charges. But Donald Trump, he wants to take it a little bit further. Check out what he has to say about it.
You consider this an act of domestic terrorism?
I think so.
Why?
I think that if and when they catch the people, and I hope they do, the good thing is they have a lot of cameras in those places, and they've caught some already having to do with that. I think that you will find out that they're paid by people that are very highly political on the left.
Right. So as I stated earlier, you know, they do seem to be very organized. And as President Trump's alluding to here, they may even be paid and directed by a certain group of people. Now, if that's the case, that opens up different options as to how we go about punishing these people. I'm going to drop this clip right here of Judge Jeanine Pirro talking about that. Check it out.
Okay, but, you know, I'm glad that there is this federal task force, but this is what needs to be done. In addition to the individual crimes, and right now there are 3 individuals who've been indicted on individual crimes like shooting and arson and that kind of thing. We need to employ RICO, a federal racketeering crime that involves a criminal enterprise. Why and how? Number one, there are criminal acts. We've got arson, we've got discharging firearms, we've got explosives, we've got charging stations that are being blown up. And in addition to all these crimes, there is a criminal enterprise. Look, there's no question. Americans didn't one day wake up and say, let's all go out there and blow up Teslas. Let's make sure that we go to dealerships. Let's key the cars. Let's make sure we destroy the charging stations. And let's get Molotov cocktails and let's go out there. This is organized. And number 3, it affects interstate commerce. I think if you follow the money here, you will find that whether it is a group that's funneling money through a fake charity or an NGO, or whether it's an individual who's involved, what we've got with the multiple states affected is this group that is organized. So why is this important? It's important because under a federal RICO statute, we can snag the individuals who are not actually committing the crimes, doing the shooting and blowing up the charging stations.
Wow.
And in addition to that, we can get more severe penalties because it is a criminal enterprise. And beyond all that, Sandra, let's follow the money here. The task force has to follow the money and say, wait a minute, are there people who are buying this stock as the stock is going down? Are they shorting the stock? All you have to do is follow the money, and if you do the research, you'll find out who acquired the stock as it started going down and who shorted it. This is the kind of thing that they need to do, and they will nip it in the bud, and that's my opinion.
All right, Judge.
All right, so I like what she's saying there. You know, if there is such a group that's organizing these people and paying them to do these violent attacks, then yes, that group needs to be prosecuted, and we need to follow the money in order to find out if that's really going on. But we also have the other side of the coin. We got some regular citizens like this gentleman here who are just getting tired of this stuff and coming up with their own ways to put a stop to it. So this guy went to a Tesla dealership where one of these protests were happening, and he started coming up with some ideas. He started talking to the employees, and he's going to tell us about his solution to it. And I want to know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments. Should we just wait for the government to deal with it, or should we maybe do something like he's saying? Check it out.
And then I asked a question. How would you guys feel if a group of patriotic Americans were to create a shield around your building? So next time these guys come back, you actually have some people standing up for you. So you're not sitting here all alone, isolated. So that's exactly what we're going to do in my hometown here in Columbus, Ohio, next Saturday. Because the exact same people who were behind the Summer of Love that led to billions of dollars of property damage and thousands of police officers being injured are organizing this, which is a global day of action against all Tesla dealerships and even charging stations on the 29th of March. So I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sick and tired of these people thinking that they have the ability to disrupt our way of life just because they don't like the fact that they lost an election. So I think it's time for us to start creating a shield around these dealerships so that the dealerships and the mob understand that there's enough Americans out here, patriotic Americans, who are willing to stand up against their domestic and economic terrorism. So we're going to get there first, and we're going to take over the sidewalk, and we're going to create a shield between them and the dealership, and them and the American people, and them and our economy, and them and our president, and them and our agenda. Oh, we're going to be peaceful, of course. As a matter of fact, I've already started coordinating with local police to make sure that happens. But we're going to be there. If you're in Columbus or the surrounding area, join us. I'd like to get 400, 500, 1,000 people there surrounding that dealership to represent what America stands for. And if you're not in Columbus, maybe you should think about doing the same thing, because they're planning to be at every dealership across the country and across the globe. And it's time for us to get out from behind our screens and our keyboards and get our butts into gear, because these people are just getting started. And last time they did this, we know exactly what happened.